That's right, folks. He is there. There he is, up there. And he's finally managed to make his mark and arrive at Elland Road. And legally, he is now the Leeds United manager. Apparently, this has all been going off in the last hour. It's been granted the work permit, and he's now officially the Leeds United manager and legally the Leeds United manager. And some of the things he's revealed during the press conference are actually very interesting. It sounds like that he has been working with the players through an intermediary. I imagine that that's what they've done. An intermediary has been communicating some of his ideas, some of his thoughts, and some of his game plans. Let's have a little look at a couple of the things. If you've got any comments, put them in the comment box, and I'll certainly try and answer those or help you. Some of the key takeaways are that he says he knows the atmosphere can be intimidating at Elland Road, and he expects supporters to be in full voice, acting as the 12th man tomorrow. That's Saturday for the game against Southampton. He says that he has studied a lot of the Southampton games this season, and he's quite confident, quietly confident. He's a softly spoken gentleman. He doesn't raise his voice very much. He certainly doesn't seem to get excited, although one moment during the press conference he said that he did want to be at Leeds and he wanted to become the manager at Leeds when the opportunity was first presented to him, and he said that it was an opportunity not to be missed. So this is really good news for us. I'm absolutely thrilled. I'll tell you what, it makes tomorrow's game just incredible. I can't wait. I can't wait to see what he's going to do. I can't wait for the game, and I'm feeling quietly confident about this one. I think we're going to give Southampton a bit of a test tomorrow, a very stern test, and hopefully we'll give them a good going over and make sure that they know that they've been in a game when they've left Elland Road. I can assure you of that. I think that we're going to get a victory. So later on, I might publish a YouTube short and we'll ask you what the score's going to be. You know, first score of the usual weekend stuff that I like to produce on my channel. Yeah, of course, if you participate in those, if you want to comment, let me know. And as soon as I get any comments, as soon as I get the chance, I will reply to you. If you want your name featured just here as well, comment and let me know, and I'll certainly put those in. It was a very short press conference, this, about 12 minutes long. In fact, I could just show you. It was rather abruptly ended, which is quite the norm at Leeds. They don't seem to keep the manager on for very long, although according to this, as I'm scrubbing through, the end cards or the end screens were put up at about 22 minutes. There's a couple of wide angle shots we didn't get to see. I didn't get to see those, or we didn't get to see those, and I certainly wonder if that live stream ended a little bit prematurely at Elland Road, or there was some kind of technical fault. It seemed to be a little bit abrupt, the way that it was cut off. My advice to you, I'll stick the link in. You want to go over there and watch it. Be my guest. It's over there. The link is there if you want to see the full thing. So the press conference has actually finished. Of course, I'm not going to do a live reaction while the press conference is ongoing. It might not be a good idea, and certainly we might end up falling foul of any copyright claims, copyright strikes, etc. But I don't see any harm in showing us still, especially when you can go over there on YouTube and watch it yourselves. He says that he's had a warm welcome and he looks forward to living in and working in Yorkshire. He wants to give his best and get results. Does he speak English, and does he speak it well? Well, as someone who's taught a lot of English learners, yes, he does speak it well. I think he probably struggled a little bit with some of the thicker Leeds accents. Those a couple of reporters there who were, you could tell they're from deepest, darkest Yorkshire, the same areas where I'm from, or deepest, darkest Leeds. He probably struggled a little bit with their accent, but that he'll soon get the hang of that and soon get used to being in the Leeds area. He'll soon get used to being the Leeds United manager. He says that he's really looking forward to managing the team, and it presents different challenges to Watford. And of course, he spoke a little bit about his time there. One of the things he said that he's not a disciplinarian, as some people have quoted him, but he says that he expects the players to be professional and wants them to grow and be disciplined with minimal intervention. Those are not his direct words, that last bit, but he more or less was insinuating that these guys are getting paid XYZ. They've been at the club XYZ amount of time, and that they should behave as professional football players, role models, icons of the club, etc., if you will. And I think any reasonable coach is going to expect reasonable behaviour from the players, and apparently this is in response to something that Troy Deeney said. I believe that Troy Deeney was quoted. We're not sure if this is true because there's all sorts of fluff being floated around online, etc. But it's £100, £100 a minute for every minute that you're late to training, and I totally concur with that. I mean, I couldn't agree anymore. You've got the coaching staff there, the other players are there, and you're waiting to start training for 2 or 3 players who are late for whatever reason. It's not on. The guy wants to get them into a routine and just shake things up a little bit down at Elland Road and Thorpe Arch, and obviously make sure that the team are all singing from the same hymn sheet and pulling in the right direction. And it goes down to this undermining authority bit, doesn't it? And other players are going to try and undermine him, start playing silly buggers. Well, of course, everybody hopes not, and everybody also hopes that he gets on with the job and gets these players playing the way that we know that they can. I mean, it seems to me that we've had problems scoring in the Premier League. You look at the results: beat Cardiff 5-2. We can beat Accrington Stanley 3-1. We can go to Old Trafford, get 2 goals. And I think it's a consistency thing, isn't it? And is it a confidence thing? Are the players a little bit scared of gambling, having a shot from 18, 20, 25 yards, playing a through ball, checking a run in case they're going to be offside? These critical moments are a little bit too occur a bit too often for us, and we need to start gambling a little bit more in the 18-yard box. And I think once we start gambling a little bit more, we'll suddenly start seeing results. We'll suddenly start seeing goals go in, and things will turn a corner for us. We've been quite unlucky in some games. The Everton game, I don't think there's any excuse for it. We should have done a lot better there. We should have been a little bit more adventurous in that final third. It just seems to me like we're just lacking a little bit of creativity in that final third. We're just lacking a little bit of charisma, a little bit of ambition, maybe a little bit of risk. Alright, there's no harm in going in there and trying to get a goal, making an ambitious run, making sure that getting these opponents turned. And I think we're going to see a lot of differences during this game against Southampton. Apparently, from what I've seen, the predicted lineup is 4-2-2. That's 9, isn't it? 2. Hang on, is that right? 11. Yeah. So I mean, I don't know if that's going to be that. All that's to be decided. Interestingly, he didn't talk about injuries, and when prompted by one of the reporters, I was reading the chat box there, and a lot of people were asking him for comments on injuries. Well, he said he didn't want to speak too much about injuries at this stage because he's still learning the players. He's still getting some information through from the physios. The rumour is, and I don't know. Yeah, the replay's going on there. The rumour is that Wober's gonna be out for up to 6 weeks, and it's a problem with his shoulders. Now, some are speculating that it's dislocated. I mean, I would hope that if it's just a dislocation, that he could recover a little bit quicker than 6 weeks. But we need to get everybody back fit as much as possible, I think, and perhaps be a little bit more lighter in training. As I'm watching this replay, they have the chat window there. It's Alfie Fowler. Juan Martinez is the most reliable source. Winning style Javi doing this one. Is Wober out? Yes. Is Scoob speaking or Javi? Someone can't see the screen for some reason when they're talking about, or when this went live. Occasionally, on YouTube, when you're doing live sessions, when you're doing all of this stuff, you can have technical difficulties, and that's obviously some people have suffered from those for whatever reason, and I catch it on catch up. Wait, stand by while I just mute this. Yeah. Has he got a permit? Yes, he has. He got a permit, and that apparently happened about an hour before the press conference. So I'll answer some questions as we go through there. Let's have a look. Yeah, we've done that already. He's not a disciplinarian. Done that one. And as we were going through that, I started scribbling some notes down as we were listening to what he had to say. So we'll just play it and see what he has to say further. Of course, we want to see that this guy's he knows what he's talking about. Let's have a little look. Yeah, there's no subtitles yet available on this one.
Confirm that your work permit has been granted in the last few minutes.
Work permit.
My first day, I realized when I arrived here, it was an amazing club. And to be honest, I felt.
One of the things he said there, that when he arrived, he knew that Leeds United is an amazing club. So, of course, Leeds is an amazing club. What the hell's this? Just a minute. Oh, bugger off. I'm getting a couple of notifications through from Microsoft. They're getting worse, honestly. Gracie realises Leeds is an amazing club. This is one of the things that he said right at the very beginning. He's obviously very happy to be there from what he said.
The same in Watford. Great family where I was really well, and an unforgettable experience for me. And I hope here in Leeds will be the same.
Is Javi from Barnsley? No, he isn't. Ardsley. Hang on. I like him already. Liam Johnson says, I like him already. Sam H says, My goat Javi. God, I hope this guy can work some miracles, says Dan Morrison. Dan, if ever you do join my channel, and if ever you do sub, you're very welcome. We all hope that this guy can work miracles and get us out of a real mire of a mess that we're in.
With good results, with good football, and with all our supporters enjoying with the team.
Can you give us an insight into the conversations you've had with Leeds? What have you been told is the remit to keep Leeds in the Premier League?
I think the club is, in this moment, focused on the target. The target is clear, and this helps all of us to work in one direction, one way.
Yeah, the target, of course, has to be to remain he didn't say this directly, but he certainly alluded to this when in the press conference that the reporter asks him what is the target for the year, and the reporter kind of points him in the right direction, that is it to remain in the Premier League? I mean, this guy's only been there a few days. And I'm pretty sure he knows where we are in the Premier League. I'm pretty sure that he'll be aware that our ambition is not to go down and to try and climb out of that relegation zone as much as possible. 45 points on the board to play for, including this weekend. So it seems to me that, of course, it's one of those questions, isn't it, where there's only really one answer. He wants to try and keep us in the Premier League.
We need to achieve the objective, and I was from my first day in the same way. I was looking for one opportunity, one chance.
Tim Palmer comments, stupid question time. No, the remit is to go down. Good luck with your first game with Leeds United.
It was easy to speak with them and to arrive here.
Gracia Elliot LUFC says Gracia is better than Guardiola. I'm not sure. Anyway, I'm not going to argue with that. I'm not here to cause beef, but honestly, miracles. This guy got Watford to the FA Cup final and 11th place finish in the Premier League. It was shocking they sacked him when they did. Yeah, he had 4 games in the following season and they got rid of him. It doesn't make any sense. Leeds Lounge says, welcome to Leeds.
Hi there, Harry. Can you just take us through what this week has been like for you? We just found out you've got your visa. When did you know that you were going to be in the dugout tomorrow?
When I arrived, I don't remember, to be honest, because the last days have been really...
He doesn't really remember when he got the permit or when he got the news of the permit, but he says that he's been. I mean, his job's not to worry about that kind of thing. The club will be taking care of all of that, and I understand what some people are saying in the chat. Stupid question time, and journalists asking questions that. More about his employment than about Saturday. This is supposedly a press conference about tomorrow's game against Southampton.
Pretty busy, sleeping 2-3 hours and preparing a lot of things, but I arrived on Tuesday I think, and I had a meeting with the club on Sunday, and it was as I...
Yeah, he says that he's had 2 or 3 hours sleep per night every day this week because he's been so busy sorting out the squad and the club and learning about the inners and outer workings of it. There was a conversation on Sunday, and then on Tuesday it sounded like everything was all a green light to go. I think that's the day I did a live stream, and he's just said that it's been a bit of a whirlwind by the sound of it. So I imagine he's probably a little bit disorientated. It's been a whirlwind few days for him, trying to get ready, get the players ready, get himself ready, and all of that happening as well while you're trying to learn about the football club, learn about the processes, the procedures, and everything, etc. Yeah, I'm just replying to Strange Fruit because I said that it starts at 2 minutes. Yeah. Nobody likes sitting around wasting the time looking at splash papers and all of that stuff, do they? I certainly don't. Got better things to be doing than that. So here we go. We'll get on with the rest of this live stream. Just a second then.
Tell you it was easy after my conversation with the bot. It was easy to decide. I want to be here. I want to accept the challenge. And during the week we've been working.
It was an easy decision for him to accept the challenge. An easy decision. With the board of directors. So yeah, of course these are the words that he said here, that I'm quoting. He said it's an easy decision for him to accept the challenge after conversations with the board of directors. So, and he says he wants to be here at Leeds.
Preparing the game and doing the things as better as possible. And I think we are really prepared for the game. What for me is the most important.
I'm just going to read one of these comments out. Paul Brenner says, Adam Link says, I think he's shocked. He's shocked that his permit has came. Yeah, I'm shocked. I'm shocked that Leeds have got that through and got it over the line. And I did actually do a 1 hour live stream yesterday talking about work permit issues and visa issues and stuff for the UK. Having personal experience of it myself for tourist visas. I mean, you're more than welcome to go over there and watch it if you want later on, but let me just say, you know, you might be wasting your time. But I'll show you a little bit about the process, etc. He says, Paul Brennan says, I do hope the players take on board what Javi has to say. I would either put my own Leeds kit on. God forbid anyone who wants to see that. Javi just gives you a lift. He's a top man. Yeah, a lot of the fans saying that they like him already, that they're warm to him. He's got a bit of charisma, talks a lot of sense, doesn't give too much fluff, but doesn't give too much away.
The most important thing that you've had to do with the players this week?
I think everybody knows the potential of this squad, the commitment of this squad, the energy, the passion they have to play is out of doubt. And for me, for my first day, they show me all these things that I've said. They, in this moment, need a good result to change the dynamic, because the rest of the things they are doing really well. Then, for me as a coach, it's easy to stay with them, to work with them, because they really want to do it and they want to really improve the situation. That's the best thing one coach, when you arrive one club is.
You have a flexible contract. What does that mean? Does that mean that you could be here for one game and then you go, or you decide whether you stay here, whether they decide whether you stay here for one game or two?
You know our situation. It's not easy for the coaches. Maybe you stay one game, or maybe you stay one life. You never know. But to be honest, I focus. When I accepted the challenge, I accepted because I wanted to be here. I wanted to stay today here and to prepare the game and try to help this team to achieve the objective. After that objective, we'll speak. I don't want to be here because.
Yeah, some questions going on here. They're talking about the contract. What is the nature of the contract? And he kind of dodges his way around speaking about what contract Leeds have actually put in front of him. I mean, I suspect that we'll get to find that out down the line, maybe. But it certainly sounds like they've got him until, I mean, initial reports said that he's going to be in till the end of the season, and then at that, near the end of the season, they're going to review his performance, the team's performance, and make a decision about whether they want him to stay on or not. It sounds to me like Leeds are still trying to line up other managers who are still within contract, and it sounds like Areola. I believe I've read today that it might be Areola. It could be one of the others. That there's no point in paying a £5.5 million release fee on his contract to get him in for the sake of 3 or 4 months. I personally think £5 million is cheap money. If you want to stay in the Premier League, you want your team to stay in the Premier League and have a definite chance. I think we're taking a bit of a gamble with this guy, but if he manages to keep us up, the players start performing, and results start swinging our way, then there is no need to change him. There's no need to change him in the summer months if he manages to keep Leeds up. And I think from his point of view, he's on to a winner, isn't he, really? Because if he keeps us up, great, they can keep him on. But even if he takes us down, this guy still has good experience about the Championship. So do you really want to change him and put another coach in, depending on what happens? A lot of fans seem to have conceded the fact that we are going down. It's not over yet. There's still a lot of points to play for. We've still a lot of games to play, and I personally think this guy's going to get us out of the mire. He seems to know the game, seems to know it well, and I like the way that he presents the answers to the journalists. He seems to be a bit of a straight talker, no messing about, and like I say, there's no fluff with him, which is perhaps what we got from Michael Scabala and Jesse Marsh. I mean, Michael was in a difficult situation that he got. He's the caretaker manager until we've got somebody sorted out. He didn't seem to express any desire for the job at that time. So, I mean, it's difficult, isn't it? It's a difficult one when you, from the outside looking in, we don't know exactly what's going on behind the scenes. But one thing's for sure, since I started this channel, it has not been... I'm never short for content with Leeds United, I'll tell you.
I have a contract. I don't want the club have a difficult situation because has a coach but that they don't want in the club. Then I think it's better to be focused now in the next game, and it's my objective as well. Try to win as soon as possible one game and try to finish the season with the objective. But I'm not worried about my future.
Obviously, you need to stay in the Premier League. I mean, how will you play to make that happen? What style of play will you adopt it?
Try to play well, and after we can speak about what is that, what is play well. But I think we will have to play in the way the players feel comfortable. In a way, the players feel secure, and in the way our supporters enjoy with the team. All these things, but we have to find the balance, and after we decide if we play with 4-4-2, with 4-3-3, with 5-3-2, with whatever you want. But the most important is in my opinion, or it's more important other things than these numbers.
Can you tell us about your backroom staff, Zico, who are they and how?
Yeah, he comments there that the just after the bit about the contract talk, that, and he says that he wants the fans to enjoy the football, the players to enjoy the football and feel secure and safe in the team. He also says that he's not worried about his future. So he says it right there that that there's nothing that he's afraid of, and he's not afraid of anybody or anything in the Premier League, and he's there for the footballing reasons. It sounds like he's a very football orientated person. He's not too interested in talking about anything else other than football, and that's a good thing. You know, the politics and the business of running a football club these days isn't easy to speak about. So I'm very, very pleased with this appointment so far, I've got to say. And I'm just saying here that because I've pointed Gulf Coast, Florida man of the Gulf Coast. Thanks, can click 2 minutes to jump. Yep, you're very welcome. Yeah, no problem. I mean, the on video playbacks, all right, on live sessions, you know, you've got a lot of stuff to sort out in the background, but when it's a video playback, honestly, I mean, sorry Leeds United, it might be eating into your watch time minutes by a few dozen minutes, but honestly, nobody's going to sit around on YouTube and wait 2 solid minutes before anything seems to happen. They're just going to scrub forward in the video replay. So yeah, sorry about that, but sorry not sorry. That's certainly what I would have done. And to the fans there who are dropping me a little thank you message, you're very, very welcome. So yeah, no problem at all with that one. Okay, the presser keeps going. We're about 9 minutes 50 at the minute.
Juan is my physical trainer. He's with me a long time ago from my beginning.
He talks a little bit about the backroom staff.
Sikor was with me. Watford in other clubs. I have a lot of information now. There are some players injured for a long time, and to be honest,
it says here he was surrounded by some religious praying and throwing a holy now. I like what Ayub Khan says. I like what he says. He brings a bit of humility into it, unlike the clown Marsh, who was full of ego and language that no one understands. Welcome, Javi. Injuries any apart from Rodrigo? Well, of course, we know a little bit about injuries. Fret Friend Guitar Workshop says his coaches were both defenders, by the way, and that sits well with me. Come on, journalists, stop asking obvious questions. Of course, the goal is to stay up. Says explore with sound.
I prefer don't speak about injuries. Okay, I'm sorry, but I prefer to don't say anything.
Good luck tomorrow.
Okay, thank you.
I think Damien Johnson for the Premier League predictions.
3 at the back. Clive says 3 at the back. Clive Kingshot says 3 at the back, 2 wing backs, 3 in the middle, 2 up front. Stop playing it out from the keeper until defenders know how to pass. Wuchi, it's Gracia, not Garcia. Yes, of course, I got caught out with that one. No bull talk, that's refreshing for a change. I can see why many people love Javi. He's brilliant. I wonder if we all get invited around to his house for tea. I love him already, says Paul Brennan. Paul Brennan's in love with him.
As I said before, all of them from my first day showed me a very good attitude. And
Brad Wilson, Gracias versus Gracias.
I felt all of them are really
Employer a bit bricky. I'm sure.
looking forward.
Some player bans incoming after the Everton game. Yes.
They really want to improve the situation.
I wonder if he knows about the Everton game and what went on there with Nonto, Adams and McKennie. A good point there, Dave. I think that he'll know, and there's not much he can do about it other than wait to hear from... in fact, I believe we have heard from the FA, and we've got until the 27th of February to reply and hear what they have to say about it. Yeah, our defence isn't bad, but lots of you seem to think it's good. 10 minutes in and not said phases 1,000 times. Yeah.
That's the feeling I have now, and that's, to be honest, that's the feeling I had from my first day. The players are involved, and they want to improve the situation.
How
closely followed English football since you left Watford? And for example, what
Brad Wilson says looks a good Championship manager. To be honest, bruh, he got Watford to 11th in the Premier League. I mean, Watford, the side of their resources were nothing compared to ours. I don't think. And he got them to the FA Cup final. Championship managers don't regularly do that, do they? I mean, apart from the that Belgium fella, what did he do with Wigan? Who was a former Martinez? Took Wigan to the FA Cup final. Did he get him relegated?
know about Southampton?
I watched all the games of Southampton, and not all, but the most part of the games of Premier, because it's my job, and because I have 3 kids are in love with Premier League, and then I have to do it.
When you take over a team in the middle of a season,
A good point here from Alan Davis. The forwards and midfielders need to put the ball in the net, abject and convincing in the attack. The chaos theory many pundits allude to is definitely how the forwards work. Zero composure. Now we're listening to a question from a journalist.
how do you prioritise changes in terms of tactics with the team?
How does he prioritise changes in terms of tactics? I mean, he's got to try and play to the team's strengths. You know, there's no point asking players to try and play out of position if they're not comfortable in those positions. He'll know who plays where and where is a suitable position for a player, I imagine. I don't think he really needs to worry too much about that. But like anything else, isn't it? If you're struggling down one side, it might be worth in the attack. It might be worth swapping the wingers over, see if there's any joy.
I think you have to first analyze the team, try to understand why is happening different things, and after try to find the balance. Try to find the balance you are looking for. In this case, in my opinion, the team is conceding goals. Is the third, if I'm right, and you have to improve that. And to improve that is not you are going to be more defensive. It's not that you have to find a better balance, because this way you have more options to win or to get better results.
Yeah.
There are different things to improve, but I think you need. I know we don't have much time, but we need time to work on it and to give the players the solutions and the way the players feel more comfortable on the pitch.
Yeah. Apparently, I mean, I made a comment that I'd like to see Helder, Geldart and Creswell recalled. Apparently, you cannot recall loaned out players after the transfer window shuts. I'm not so sure that's the case. I'm pretty sure that it's happened in the past where players have been recalled because they're on loan. It's not a transfer. I was called a numpty there, I think, as well. So, Friend Guitar Workshop. I'll have to have a look at that, won't I? And let you know. But as far as I understand it, I mean, I don't know. I don't know the rules of football clearly as well as what you do, Fred. So we'll find out.
Could you take over any team playing any style, or did you see something that made you think this team could play my football?
I can't tell you something concrete, something. I love different teams, play in different ways. In my opinion, there is no bad game. The difference is the eyes are looking for the game. Then I'm open to find the way my players with their characteristics play better or feel better or feel comfortable, and we take over the best of them. That's my job, and I try to find it that way.
Hello, Harry. Hey. Evidently you took this job because you felt confident you can keep Leeds in the Premier League this season. Where does that confidence come from in what you've seen so far?
Yeah.
So again,
You took the job because you were confident. You you would keep Leeds up.
Yeah.
Where does that confidence come from? What you've seen so
Yeah.
far from Leeds?
The players, because before coming, I didn't know more things about Leeds. What I know was what I see on the TV or what I see in the games. And when I see them, and the club called me, then it was because I love what I was seeing, the team, the games, the way they play, and knowing all the teams and all the players have many things to improve, but I like the way the players was playing, the energy, the ambition, the passion, all the things you can see on the TV.
Mentioned tactics. You're not going to get into tactics too much at this moment. You want the players to be comfortable. Does that mean we should expect a gradual change in what we see on the pitch? You're not going to change too much too soon.
In the time I've been here, I can't change many things. I can say whatever you want, but I don't have material time to change many things. I have to be clever to know we have to change because we need to change things, but at the same time I have to know the players. They don't have time to know many information or many different things. That balance can give us the best way to compete tomorrow and to try to get the result we are looking for. Thank you.
Hi Johnny, how much pressure do you think players are feeling at the moment? How much is on them? And I guess how much of your job then is psychological at this point?
Yeah, I think the psychological part is important, but I think they are well. I think they know they are doing their best. They are showing their commitment with the club, and then they are confident that will improve in the future. And I think they are confident because they are doing their best. It is the best thing I can say about my players. They are confident and they trust at the end of the season we achieve our objective.
If I can ask on a personal level, how much when you left Watford, and having left Watford, do you feel you still have to prove in this division? Have you come back feeling that you still have to prove yourself in the Premier League because of the way that ended?
Yeah, this is a bit of a strange question that the reporter's asking him. Do you feel that you have to prove yourself? Do you feel that you have to prove yourself? He doesn't have to prove himself at all. I mean, it seems to me that Watford had somebody lined up anyway. 3 or 4 games into the season, and they've a few bad results, and they've got rid of him. It seems utterly bizarre that you get your team to. But stranger things have happened in football. Just look at Chelsea. The stuff that Ranieri won for them. What did they do? They got rid of him, replacing with someone else. It's a mad game, mad game. Anyway, look, I'll see you all on Saturday. We'll end this stream now. He's in, he's done, and let's hope that he's going to do the business for Leeds at Elland Road on Saturday, and he's got these players working together, especially in that final third. And let's look forward to a couple of goals or some goal action, and of course a couple of goals or more against Southampton. A convincing result and a convincing performance. I think that's going to be a huge sigh of relief to everybody. So there we go. That's it. I'm over today, and I'll see you all tomorrow.